6:45 a.m. Dawn breaks over the Korean Demilitarized Zone, a stretch of land charged with the silent tension of a decades-long standoff. The morning mist hangs thick over the landscape, softening the harsh outlines of barbed wire and watchtowers. In this moment of surreal calm, the natural world seems oblivious to the human conflict that scars it, with birdsong filling the air, a stark contrast to the usual quiet. 7 a.m. Inside the United Nations Command Outpost, orders circulate with a sense of routine that belies the underlying tension. Today's mission is simple on the surface. Trim a poplar tree that blocks the view between the UN observation post and the North Korean checkpoint. The tree, situated right in the DMZ, has innocently become a point of contention in a place where the smallest actions can have unforeseen consequences. 7:30 a.m. North Korean soldiers patrol their side of the demarcation line, a sight so routine it almost fades into the background. The soldiers, clad in their standard uniforms, cast long shadows in the early morning light, their movements methodical and unhurried. Across this most militarized border, every action is observed, every intention scrutinized, yet life goes on in a strange semblance of normalcy. 8 a.m. The tree trimming operation begins, a task undertaken by a joint team of UN command soldiers. Armed with nothing more menacing than saws and shears, they approach their work with a focus that suggests this is just another day at the office. The soldiers laugh and joke amongst themselves, unaware of how drastically their day is about to change. 8:10 a.m. Suddenly, a North Korean patrol emerges from the mist, their approach towards the tree trimming squad swift and deliberate. The atmosphere shifts palpably. What was a peaceful morning task becomes a standoff, the air now thick with tension. The North Koreans shout demands in Korean, gesturing aggressively for the work to stop. 8:20 a.m. The situation escalates with shocking rapidity. The North Korean soldiers, now wielding axes taken from the ground crew, attack. Two American soldiers, Captain Arthur Boniface and First Lieutenant Mark Barrett, are brutally struck down. The assault is swift, brutal, and utterly unexpected, leaving the UN command team in shock. The remaining soldiers scramble to react, a mixture of horror and disbelief etched on their faces as they witness the unthinkable. After the attack, the mood at the UN command outpost turns grim. Anger and a thirst for retribution run high among the troops, echoed by a sense of solemnity among the commanders. High-level meetings are convened with urgency, commanders and diplomats alike grappling with the need for a strong response that avoids full-scale military escalation. In the hours that follow, an unprecedented military mobilization unfolds. Named after the legendary giant lumberjack, Operation Paul Bunyan is designed to be a show of force unlike any seen since the Korean War. Troops, combat vehicles, and aircraft are assembled with a single goal: to project undeniable strength while completing the initially mundane task of tree trimming. As the operation kicks off, the assembled might of the U.S. military makes a formidable statement. The tree trimming resumes, now protected by a phalanx of armed soldiers, tanks, and overhead fighter jets. The world watches, holding its breath, as the surreal scene unfolds. A potent demonstration of resolve played out in the act of cutting down a tree. The North Korean response is carefully monitored but ultimately muted, their forces standing by without direct engagement. The operation concludes without further violence, the tree cut down, its removal a symbol of defiance and determination. In the immediate aftermath, a tense peace settles over the DMZ, both sides returning to a watchful standoff. As the dust settles, reflections on Operation Paul Bunyan occupy the thoughts of those involved and observers around the globe. The operation stands as a testament to the brinkmanship of the Cold War era, a vivid reminder of how close the world can come to conflict over the smallest of provocations. It underscores the precarious balance of peace and war, a balance that continues to shape international relations long after the echoes of chainsaws at the DMZ have faded.